Welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast counting down everything this week that made you say, what a time to be alive. And now, Patrick Monahan, Kath Barbadoro, and Eli Uden.
Folks, welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast that counts down everything that you can make you say the thing that's the title of the podcast. I'm Patrick Monahan.
I'm Kath Barbadoro.
I'm Eli Uden.
Hi.
Greetings, friends.
I almost made an immediate and huge blunder right before we started recording.
Oh, yeah?
By forgetting we were recording and singing one of my little ditties to Iggy, and then that would have been on the soundboard forever. It would have been inescapable. I would have been trapped.
Love those little songs.
I feel like I've been
songs.
having that problem a lot lately where, just like similar thing, I go to a fancy gym now. I joined a fancy gym. If you know me in person, you know this has become my entire personality. It's all I talk about and all I do. But I'm not used to like showering at the gym because the other places that I used to work out, you would catch so many diseases of the feet if you tried to do that.
Plain fitness showers, not
doing it. Not
just
doing
a
it for
fun.
me.
It just straight up looks like The Last of Us. It's just there's a guy in the wall on
Screaming.
Yeah,
Planet
it's like that.
Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
Footness, exactly. Again, this is not a judgment on the people that go there. It's the level of custodial attention. I just want to be clear about that. That's why it's Planet Fitness. But anyway, now I shower at this fancy gym, and I talk to myself in the shower a lot. And,
Oh, no.
and so I will like just start talking and then be like, oh no, I am essentially in public right now. Just because it's just like my brain doesn't assume naked public. Like those are not, it's like, surely this is a private space where I can mumble things to myself. No, it's not. People can hear me.
Kath gets in the
saying
shower.
stuff.
You talk to yourself in the shower? I don't know. I don't think this is where you wanted it to go, but
I don't care. I don't know. I talk to myself.
She recites her enemies list, so that's always dangerous.
I'm imagining being in the shower, someone showering next to me at a gym, and they're just like, stupid, stupid, stupid. Like, oh, God.
I'm doing the Philip Seymour Hoffman, I'm a fucking idiot from Boogie Nights in the shower. No, I think it's like I talk to myself when I'm alone, but when I'm in public, I know not to do that. But shower is like, there's not enough different stimuli going on that I remember that I'm not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah. I will say, no, good gyms. I mean, like, there's all the stuff, but I remember getting like a crazy, when I worked at a specific building, they had like a agreement with Equinox, so you got a super cheap, and like, it was it just was so nice in there. And it was also it was the Chelsea Equinox, so everyone was like the most in shape person I'd ever seen, and I felt every time I showered in there, it felt like I was being deloused. Like I was like they'd brought me in off the street, like, and they were like sponge bathing my hump. I was like, oh, thank you. But yeah, no, it's nice. Everything smells like eucalyptus. Great smell, eucalyptus.
Yeah.
Get rid of lavender. Bring in eucalyptus. We've had enough of lavender forever.
It is funny though, because like I don't know, I'm not like super pro gym person or whatever, but like I've never felt intimidated at the gym until I started going to this place, and because everyone is in better shape than me and has like everyone's wearing like dedicated like workout outfits, like there's a lot of that, and that's not I'm wearing a black shirt that has like bleach spray on it from when we were disinfecting stuff during COVID, because it's like a 8-year-old shirt
that's the move.
Yeah.
No, the rich gyms have people who have like clearly have multiple. It's like a separate life where they have multiple outfits, or they're like, I wouldn't be caught dead in the same workout gear 2 days in a row, where meanwhile I'm like, no, you wear, and I wear the same thing that you did, where I was like a sleep shirt basically, and some old dirty shorts. I don't know. I'm stinky in there.
There are people that are like, get ready with me for the gym, and then they like put things in like a bunch of little compartments in some little thing, and it's all very, as people say, aesthetic, which is infuriating.
The way that has become a different part of speech.
The way that's a word that means something on its own is insane.
It's a problem.
But
it's either that or they're either wearing like a coordinated gym outfit or a free T-shirt from a like Deloitte sponsored fun run, because that's where they work. That's like right. everyone there.
That's right. That's that. Yeah, the big company, like some kind of right.
Which of course they don't reflect the values of or anything like that. It's like everybody on dating apps who's like, first and foremost, I believe in kindness, and then they work at like
Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, it's like
interesting. No, see, the thing is though, like, this is how I'm actually better than all these people, because this is like a way bigger portion of my income is going to pay for this gym. These people, this is pennies to them,
Yeah, nothing.
This is nothing. I am working my ass off to be walking on a nicer treadmill and lifting up slightly less like cracked, fucked up dumbbells. That's why. That's what I'm doing.
And they have like a little like fuel station that's like nicer than most grocery stores around me. It's got all sorts of like liquids with spheres in it or something.
Yeah, it's cool. The nice places.
Or the I was gonna say Orbeez, but
yeah, they have Orbeez.
Orbits?
They have water with Orbeez in it. The water with the little beads in it from the 90s.
The Orbit soda. Yeah. Orbit
okay. Yes.
soda.
All right. So Orbeez, are these related? Did the Orbit soda have Orbeez in it?
No. They were edible.
It was probably like a bubble tea situation, but I think
I guess
Orbit's
Orb
thing was
is
like,
the operative. That's why those words are similar.
Yeah.
Orbitz was a clearly Canadian cousin, I believe.
Ah. Yeah.
Orbitz was the Canadian Jetson. The Orbits. You watch George. It's George Orbitz.
And Orbitz is now famously that online travel agency. So there we go.
Is that what they turned into?
I think they yes, they made a slight change in what their primary thing was.
Yeah, if I remember right, Orbit's a classic hubris sort of like they were like, oh, isn't this cool? And everyone was like, this is gross, and then it just didn't work.
It's pretty weird. That was like a big going along with mom to the bank. You're getting an Orbitz. You're getting an
Orbitz.
You're getting a little treat, a little
Shelby's
water.
Getting the Orbitz at the pool. Slamming the Orbits at the pool.
You know how when you drink stuff, don't you like to also eat stuff at the same time? Like
don't you want parts of your drink to be chewy? I mean, I guess that's what bubble tea is, and that worked out. But
yeah. I'm not a bubble tea. I am a staunch.
You want to keep your drink and your eat separate.
I find that to be an upsetting sort of combination.
I'm always worried I'm gonna like do the thing, the one Vine where the guy's like, I'm trying bubble tea and just coughs it all over his dashboard. It's gonna be me.
It is like a choking hazard challenge. It's like, consume this without embarrassing yourself. Good luck.
Yeah.
I like
hey, what's up, guys?
I'm doing
the viral choking challenge.
It's the new pass out, the passing out game.
Hey guys, here's my take. I know you've all been asking for it. My take on the viral Dubai chocolate.
A lot of people have been asking me what I think about the viral Dubai chocolate.
The viral lasagna. Just like, okay,
What's up, guys? It's Garfield here, trying the new viral lasagna. Flown to Dubai.
Whatever. I have been. My thing is not that stuff. Other than chiropractor videos, I'm big on the and I've shared a few of these. The fast grabbing guys on Instagram is huge for me right now.
Those around.
Fast, they grab stuff fast.
Yes, they like start a timer on their phone where you can see it, and then they go and they grab like a lighter or a highlighter or whatever. And
that's cool.
There's at least two of them. There's like an Italian guy and I think he's Turkish. And once you start seeing them, then you start seeing more.
The Turkish guy's got to be good at that, so they can do the ice cream thing. Yes, they got to be quick at grabbing stuff.
Yeah. But
he's training for a career as the tricky ice cream guy.
Yeah,
tricky ice cream.
The other guy like goes into supermarkets and he'll just be standing in the aisle and going like, and but like not actually grabbing yet. Like he does kind of like
but I can.
And then, but then he'll do it or whatever. It's really great. So I don't know if there's more than those two guys. I don't know how you. I don't know how a second guy gets into that when you know what I mean. Like, I could probably. People always told me I was a really fast grabber of things. I don't know.
Need one of those guys in Sephora with me. Post haste, get in there.
Yeah. They should get into shoplifting. I was going to say what those guys really want to get into. They should check out Jacks. They'd love Jacks.
Oh, they'd be so good at Jacks. Competitive Jacks. They'd be winning.
True.
I feel like any of that is like, to me, it's like too close to for me to ever do it. Like it's too close to like me on the playground doing Dragon Ball Z moves, like pretending to go Super Saiyan. It's kind of got that vibe where I'm like, but I do like I like the Karam guys. You've also been big into the Karam King.
Oh man,
like the Karam King on Instagram. That
Karam
guy's
King
incredible.
is unbelievable.
Do you know Karam, the game of like it's almost like it looks like air hockey a little bit, kind of like pool, but with discs, and you flick them with your fingers.
Okay, this sounds vaguely familiar. Karim?
Carom.
And there's a guy who like is just incredible at it to a point where it is like eerie because he like flicks a disc and then just like poses and smiles at you and it goes around the board.
He flicks it and then
points to cool.
He points to which of the ones it's going to go in and just waits. And then as it slowly goes, it all. I mean, who knows how many of these he films in between? I'm not trying to denigrate anybody, but no, his name is Rashid. Rashid the Karam King. And
customized Karam board, Rashid. He's got his board says like Rashid the Karam.
Yeah, there's no question what his name is. It's right there.
Great marketing.
It's so fast grabbing guys and Rashid. If you Google fast grabbing guys, you will find a bunch of TikToks in the images. So it's not hard to find. That is for sure.
I'm looking up Rashid right now. He seems pretty cool. Yeah, he needs more followers. The one follower I have in common with him is Rajat. So shout out Rajat, fan of the Karam King.
Rajat the Karam fan. Yeah. Man, I was going to recommend too. Speaking of Orbeez, that was a good YouTube TikTok. Whatever was for a while plumbers because Orbeez like fuck your plumbing up incredibly because they swell so big.
Yeah,
and there are a lot of plumbers that would just like fill pipes with Orbeez and then try to fix it. Like they just dump a bunch of Orbeez.
So how they test you? That's how you take the plumbing test.
Yeah.
I mean, how happy are the people that make Orbeez and or the Temu knockoffs of Orbeez? I assume at this point that became like a whole like rolling a jar full of them downstairs until it breaks, or like
there's no other use for them, so that really saved their business.
Filling a balloon and then like cutting it open with water so they come shooting out, or you name it.
Disemboweling a Orbeez balloon.
I'm big on when they have they hang two toilets each by a rope and they swing them so they crash into each other. No, this is the thing. You can look this up.
Yeah. You never seen this?
And you're just waiting for them to hit. You're like, oh, and they keep almost missing and stuff. Yeah, it's very
it's like if you've ever seen where people put like a brick in a washing machine and they'll let it run.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of it's really kind of smart and scientific because it's like
that's right.
Physics they're two swinging.
It's basically school. If you
it's basically school. I feel like
they fill the toilets with
because it's school.
They fill the toilets with colored water, but they plug the bottom so the water stays in the bowl, and then when they smash, the water goes as well. It's all.
This is actually the high school physics curriculum now. Is just watching brain rot videos of like glasses rolling downstairs, toilets swinging together and hitting each other.
Just the teacher being like, "Now why did that break?"
No, don't listen to the Reddit post narration over it. Just think about why it broke. Think about
why did that
stop
break?
watching Subway Surfers. Ignore that part. That's not part of it.
In the scale of intellect, it's better to watch the toilet swinging than Brianna Chicken Fry News or whatever. So it's actually smart. It's school.
It's school.
Whoa, hey.
It's school.
Come on, man.
Patty's been sending us Brianna Chicken Fry updates periodically. Yeah. She attended the Golden Globe solo,
Yeah.
Defiantly, I assume.
Defiantly.
Speaking of updates, I just got a email notification that my dog DNA test has found new relatives.
She's
and I
an
hope it's
iconoclast.
the Golden State Killer. Your dog is related to...
Your dog's uncle has been linked to countless crimes.
Sorry,
Robot
South
Shelby,
Bay. For stepping on your AI. Not AI.
Yeah. It's the Thomas Jefferson style beat.
This was an incredible... Sorry that this week we're just talking about what we send each other, but hey, it's like being in our group chat.
This is what Hamilton should be. That's what Hamilton should sound
Hamilton
like.
Should be that. This beat makes me
really
want to do a jig.
So the background for this is it's an Instagram from, I guess, like a beat maker or whatever, and he's like, MF emailed this to me labeled Thomas Jefferson style beat.
It is.
Just cold calling somebody with the Thomas Jefferson style beat.
Subject, Thomas Jefferson style beat. Body, none.
Are you sure you want to send this email without a subject? Yes. Thomas Jefferson style beat dot wave. The really high fidelity. It's like 168 megabytes.
It's a .ogg or whatever.
Yeah.
Should we do numbers?
Oh boy.
Let's
I suppose.
Number 5.
Number 5. This story comes to us from the Average Gatsby in the Discord. This is, hey, Bing is still around and they're still trying. They're doing their very best. Bing really. The only
that's
thing...
cool. Brad Pitt. Burn after reading. Oh, that's cool.
We gotta get that on the soundboard. Request.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That's cool.
Bing search, the number one way to realize that you accidentally opened Internet Explorer and you're not in fact on Chrome.
You're on Edge.
Yeah, you're on Edge. Sorry, which
God, the Edge
the
browser
gooning platform where you go to goon. Edge.
Bing. It's where you go to goon. Honestly, Bing search. That's the one thing
it's
that I
an
ever hear
important
about it.
Look, that's a differentiator. I mean, there's some subset of people that if they think there's a place where they were in their horrible little cave, and that's where they're supposed to be, that's better to watch that. Then
Bing,
there you go.
The search engine for your horrible little cave.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Rumpelstiltskin's binging shit. He's like, Bing, how to make more gold thread.
Shouldn't
know?
he
Yeah. The thing is here that Bing, and Bing's whole, the more you say Bing's whole, Bing. As I just
Ned
mentioned,
Ryerson.
their whole plan is, hey, maybe people won't realize they're on Bing, and then
they've given up. That's all they've got now.
Yeah. So they've tried to change it now, where people have noticed that the homepage for Bing it's like, here, I'll send you the picture of it, but you don't, for the listeners, you don't really. What it is I'll describe it here. It is a standard search bar, and then above it is a multicolored in clothing. Group of people that looks exactly like a Google Doodle. It's just 100%.
It's the corporate Memphis Allegria, exactly that graphic style that Google always uses.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, precisely that.
And leaning into the thing that Google is able to do, because Google is such a massive monolith that they don't even need to put their brand name on their site anymore. So that's why they can do those doodles and stuff. And Bing is just leaning to that because they're like, it's actually better if we don't say Bing. It's helpful for us that we don't mention that we're Bing.
This is even more insidious because this isn't actually the Bing homepage. It's the Bing homepage if you search Google. This is what you get.
It says promoted by Microsoft up top there, so
It also automatically scrolls the page down a little bit when it loads this page, because if you scroll up, it says Microsoft Bing at the top. But it intentionally hides that from you if you try to search Google on Bing. And then it just brings you to
real quick.
Google, huh? That's what you want? How about this? Do you just want a nice little picture of a very calculatedly diverse group of people drawn in a very flat graphical style? Because we gotcha.
Yeah, it's like a integrated ad blocker in Bing, but instead of blocking ads, it blocks Bing. It blocks any image of the Bing logo. Where the other thing here, honestly, is for Bing, I feel like Bing has never had more of a possibility of taking over, except that they're also as egregiously awfully monetized as Google is, because Google is unusable now.
They can just be we're the one without AI. Come over here, and they do.
But
great.
instead, they're we have twice as much AI. Shout out DuckDuckGo. I literally can't use Google for work anymore because it's just full of wrong AI, just incorrect AI, spouting bullshit. I
made an account, but have not used that Kaggy yet. I haven't actually gotten through the free trial, but that's one where you pay a small amount every year, and as a result, you are not the the whole thing is that you're not the product. You're but
interesting.
No idea whether that's actually good enough. Whether it works well or not.
Yeah.
Most of what I Google would at this point. Google does not need to, you know what I mean? It's blank wiki, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure any search engine can handle that at this point.
blank. Though I never understood the people, the trend that everyone says like, now I have to Google something, question Reddit, and I'm like, why? Don't go to Reddit for that. Like, don't,
yeah, that's worse than Google. That's just a bunch of idiots. Don't do that.
I don't know. If I mean,
it depends.
Yeah,
but you have to go through it. I've been enjoying r/what is this thing, which is just people find like something they don't know what it is.
I like that. Yeah, that is.
And
good.
the comments are always one person being like, "It's this," and then immediately someone after being like, "No, it's not. It's what are you talking about?" and like correcting them. That's always search Reddit and then go to like the third comment down.
I like to add Reddit to the end of all my searches because I like to read hundreds of replies that are quoting a movie.
Yeah.
I want to read the screenplay of a movie one reply at a time while I'm trying to get an answer to my question. That's a fun diversion that I enjoy.
It's like, hey, buddy, Futurama's a good show, but it's not the response to everything.
I was looking for what like antibiotic ointment to put on my wound. I don't need to read Futurama. I need wound care. Wound care Reddit.
Love 20-year-old South Park references.
South Park, a big one. Just everything.
r/wound care. I check it out, but it's mature content, so I can't check it out.
It's probably pretty graphic. I'm
not signing in for that.
Care.
Mm-hmm. r/wound care listed as cause of death on the autopsy. Do not do.
Right. They just have an automatic
medical advice.
Right.
Please listen to this.
Right. They just have like a first, like they have like a default thing that starts before every comment. I am not IANAD, not medical advice. Just making it very clear.
Yeah. Although I love the mental of people who do that on Reddit who are like, someone's like, "Hi, I need a doctor or a lawyer," and then they feel this need to be like, "I'm not, but I do have some thoughts." Just like, why are you?
Well,
doing this?
I mean, that's what you get when you're like, "I need a doctor or a lawyer. Let's go to Reddit." It's like you can't expect doctors and lawyers to be the ones helping you there. Like, there's a pretty specific path to get to those people, and Reddit is not it. So, good luck.
The legal advice subreddit is also really taken on a new like tinge to me because knowing like through Patty that it's like real lawyers like aren't like you have to be kind of controlled about what advice you give. So I'm like, real lawyers are like not allowed to post on here. So this is literally just a circle of dogs eating slop off the ground and getting each other indicted.
What do you mean? All those YouTube lawyers are really serious.
Legal. Come. Hello, sending a DM to Legal. I have been accused of murder. I need you in the courtroom tomorrow.
My dog has been linked to the Golden State Killer. Please defend.
Yeah. It would be so
Iggy.
fun. He just gets disbarred for making a YouTube channel. But Bing.
Bing. So back to Bing.
I mean, people are like shitting on them for doing this. They're like, it's just, to me, I don't know if I care about Bing being weird because Bing is weird. Like, it's just like, all right, man, let him cook, dude. Let him try to figure this shit out. Because if you're going to be like, this is pretty disrespectful to the consumer, it's like, so is Google, man. What are you like? This is all you're being sold by everybody. So if Bing wants to try to bamboozle some people in a way that just gets them to get bad search results, I don't know. I mean, Microsoft does a lot of this shit, but I
hate to be bamboozled by Bing. It's like, that sounds like a children's book. I don't want that to happen to me.
Yes.
That's too silly of a problem.
Spend the rest of the time trying to undo the curse of Bing, the trap, the mental trap that Bing put me in. But yeah, I don't know. Like some of this stuff now is like, you're walking into, you have to be ready. You have to have if you're on the internet, you should have your hand, the equivalent of put your wallet in your front pocket if you go on the internet. It's just, you're walking around, everyone is trying to monetize you right now. So Microsoft does a lot of this shit. Microsoft is well seasoned at this point in like trying to get people to use their worst versions of stuff.
They've been really. How long has Bing been around? They've really been trying their damnedest.
Long time. It's
I would love to know their demographics. I feel like it's people who don't know there are other browsers besides the one that comes with your computer. I think.
Yeah.
Are its main clientele.
Even now, even my parents are like they delete Internet Explorer and install something else. Like it's really that bad.
Firefox is that's a big parents one.
Parents love Firefox. Yeah,
Firefox, solid. That's good choice, parents.
That's why that's a main reason why Firefox is still around. I feel like is there's uptake from people who it was like the one their kids used when their kids were teaching them computer stuff in like 2008 type thing. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's like, well, I'm not changing. All my bookmarks are on here.
All my bookmarks.
Yeah.
I don't even. Yeah, like I was about
You
to
guys
say.
got bookmarks? You bookmarking stuff?
I don't book. Does anyone bookmark stuff? Like
I bookmark stuff a lot, actually.
I do. Like I have stuff but it's unclear why. Like I should just I never go to them. I never use them. You know
most of mine are. I would say about a quarter of my bookmarks are accidentally. Accidentally in there.
It's all been replaced. It's a lot of it's like stuff it started as stuff I meant to check out, and now that's just having 15,000 tabs open at any given time, and that's its own nightmare hell that I have created.
Destroying your RAM.
I'm looking. I got my folders. I got recipes, clothes, perfume, lie, cheat, and steal stories, place I want to go on vacation, and JSTOR. Those are my bookmark tabs.
Yeah,
they're fairly organized. They all got stuff in them.
Yeah, I don't use them in the way that I think that people used to, where they're like, I'll check this out later. Like I don't, or like Patty has. I have like Shutterstock, like things I use for work, like specific Google Docs and Shutterstock.
You're not just typing in SH on your address bar and getting there.
It's like, I don't know. And also I sometimes don't, because I turn off a lot of history. I have privatized everything, so it doesn't remember. But one thing that's been happening to me that's really funny is, so I had to reinstall Windows and like I upgraded my computer. And so like the first thing I ever watched on YouTube on this computer was like a very helpful video from a guy in India on how to fix something on your computer. But now, because it was the first one I ever went, if I type YO and hit enter, it takes me to that video. And I've heard the first 3 seconds of like this guy being like, welcome. Like every time I go to YouTube, this guy's like, welcome, open up the terminal. Like, and I'm like, it's nice.
He's your friend.
Yeah, at first I was annoyed. Now I think I'm going to leave it. This is a nice greeting. Yeah.
Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah,
There you go.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, is anyone surprised that Bing is Bing and Edge, just a real cursed couple. Just God,
gotta get on Edge and Bing it. Yeah, do that on your own time, man. Do that in private.
Yeah. I mean, we love Of course, we record every episode of this podcast on Microsoft Teams. So
that's true.
Yeah, we use Microsoft Copilot, Microsoft Teams, all this stuff. I'm still using Outlook. Yeah, that's another one. Outlook Firefox, the parents' suite, the parents' computing suite.
Outlook is just for work. I mean, that's like, if you have an office job, you're using Outlook for the most part, I feel like.
Not I. When that mail client opens, I am trying to exit out as fast as possible. Get it out of here. No way.
Yeah, it does have one of those like intense mail clients. I mean, I don't know if Outlook still does that, but there's certain things that they're like, won't open your mail, and then you just hear your computer fans like, like, where are you getting the mail from? Mine?
It's far away.
Yeah. But I don't know. Anyone who uses almost everyone uses Apple computers. They're not as used to like Microsoft stuff, but this is like, Microsoft is famous for bundling stuff. There's literally like software you can get that if you're installing Windows, you run it first, and it basically, like I said, deloused earlier, it delouses Windows. It just is like, goes in and like pulls off,
gets all this shit off here.
Yeah, it takes Teams away. It takes it just cleans it, and it's like, here's the actual Windows, and not some weird thing that's going to pop up. It kills Clippy. It goes in and assassinates Clippy, and then installs Windows.
It sends in a special ops team to go.
No, it sends Agent 47 in there. He goes in there and takes him out.
Yeah, it's Clippy lying down horizontally in the Saddam Hussein.
I mean, Clippy can hide in a very narrow space.
Oh, yeah.
So you're hard to get to.
Yeah.
All he needs is like a little crack to
hide
nestle in.
Among other paper clips. That's the perfect spot.
I mean, the googly eyes kind of give him away.
Yeah.
He's got
You could close them.
When he closes them, do they go away? I feel like they might go away.
Eyelids? I don't know if he blinks.
I'm not sure. I don't know. He's unblinking. He stares into the abyss.
Yeah.
At all times.
We need a delouser for Bonsai Buddy. I want him just to do the swinging and not mess my stuff up.
Sorry, I need complete access to everything in order to swing.
Hola, give me root access. Would you like to let Bonsai Buddy run as administrator? Yes.
Please.
Full control.
Bonsai Buddy, take the wheel.
Number 4.
Bonesy Buddy and Rumpelstiltskin references already.
Number 4.
I was wondering
classics.
if we were going to make it through the Bing story without a Bonsai Buddy.
Bonesy Buddy.
Bonsai Buddy. This story comes to us from Eric in the Discord. If you would like to submit stories to the podcast, you can join our Discord at... Fuck, I fucked that up. Join our Patreon at the $10 a month level. Get access to our private Discord channels where you can submit stories such as this one. This is from Politico.eu, a website I did not know existed. Sorry, you just get a whole continent. You don't get special country politicos. So this story comes to us from Poland. This is a breaking story. I think this happened yesterday. So apparently there was like a train in Poland with a train car full of anti-tank mines on it, and they just like forgot to unload it, and it was just like taking a tour around the country, these anti-tank mines, and they covered it up.
Vacation.
They were on a scenic. It's a road trip movie for these anti-tank mines. So they didn't unload them, and they just sort of like covered it up because they were like, oh shit, oops, fuck, we fucked up. And they ended up in an IKEA warehouse, which apparently it was discovered because someone at the IKEA warehouse just called the military and said, hey, do you want to come get these? Which it seems a little too calm for me, but that's how it's reported in this story. It says, quote, officials apparently became aware of the problem when the weapons were found sitting in the IKEA warehouse, at which point someone called the military to ask, quote, when they would collect their mines. So I was like, hey, yeah, we're keeping them here, but if you want to come pick these up, these explosive, active, live mines.
Yeah. What part of the warehouse are they putting that in? They're like,
I don't know. Yeah. The particle board is going to go fucking everywhere.
Yeah. Can you imagine the damage a mine would do in an IKEA? My God. Just pulp,
nothing
wood
left
pulp
standing.
everywhere.
Pulp.
Yeah.
Pile of sawdust. Yeah. Particulate all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have to say, the elephant in the room here, just a massive fuck up. The number one thing you can't be doing if you're a Polish military man, you gotta be on your fucking shit, dude. This is, you've got years and years of screen doors on submarine jokes. You can't be losing minds, man. You gotta be on top of this. You gotta have your
right.
best.
You're in the military, like presumably to serve your country, right? And like the best thing you can do to serve your country, if your country is Poland, is not fuck up.
Yeah.
That's like the main one.
Don't end up on our podcast. Polish military,
do not.
You cannot be ending up on here because this is it's too easy, dude. It's Duncan, yeah, I mean, the whole like live ordnance, I don't know why they would even sign for it. Like, I guess they just unload everything and they didn't check it out until it was all off the truck, but
Imagine going to IKEA and being like, okay, I got to go pick up my table made of matchsticks in aisle 14, cubby 22, and then you go and it's anti-tank mines.
Yeah, like that's like a scary but also very funny part of this is that like a lot of IKEAs customers kind of have warehouse access.
You're in the warehouse. Yeah.
So it's like
maybe there's probably a separate warehouse before that warehouse that they don't let you in. I'm going to guess.
I feel like if this was America, somebody would have like tried to take and buy them and then resell them on like eBay. They'd be like, "Oh, this is like I'm going to flip these mines. These anti-tank mines."
If I flip these mines, I can go to fucking West Elm for that table. I don't need to go back to IKEA.
Yeah. Accidentally becoming an arms dealer by flipping anti-tank mines. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's in Poland, and I don't know what the global reach is, but I feel like this is like more of like a Wayfair situation because like I don't know, maybe we sell that. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like IKEA, like it's all first party stuff. Wayfair, it's like maybe we sell that too. I don't know. We sell everything else.
Wouldn't be surprised. Amazon, Temu.
Wayfair, for more than maybe that whole fake child trafficking thing rubbed off on me in some subconscious way, but like Wayfair in particular seems like I don't know how that stuff is getting to me. I don't want to know. It seems unsavory. It just seems like because they just sell too many things, and it makes me uncomfortable. I just don't know what's going on there. I feel like everything I get, I bought a rug from there. It's a very nice rug. The website said it was made of wool. I'm like, it has to be partially at least made of microplastics because it's from Wayfair. Like, there's no way.
It's made of,
I don't know, man.
They sweep barbershop floors and make rugs out of it, and they're like wool. Yeah, you know they found out what was the Wayfair like trafficking thing, like the secret behind it, and it happens on Amazon too. Is apparently like when companies are out of stock in an item, getting something delisted, or they no longer offer it. So getting something delisted is such a nightmare that they just list it for. So apparently if you go on Amazon, you can find like our classic, like Why Jessica 6-foot audio cable, but they're like $37,000 because they're just like, it's harder to take this off our site than to just, and it's like if someone buys one, hey, they'll find a fucking audio cable to send them for $37,000.
Well, I'll go to Best Buy for that. It's fine.
Yeah, it's still cheaper than the diamond encrusted HDMI cables.
Yeah, you know those guys are trying to sell older people those things. That's right. So yeah, you need that. Look. If you want HDMI, video, you got to, you got to get this.
Yeah,
it's such a weird, like, that is how they try to sell it. It's like, you need the perfect clear resolution. It's like you're selling this to an old person whose eyes are bad. Like, they can't tell.
HDMI
they can't tell the difference.
Is effectively yes or no. There's no like fidelity like issue. Like,
there's standards.
Is it plugged in or isn't it? Right.
Like if it's approved.
It's not really.
It's like, it's also the thing where it's like, oh, you think you need like a diamond encrusted cable to get, fucking Law and Order to your TV. Meanwhile, the entire internet comes through an Ethernet cable that's like stapled to the wall haphazardly all around your apartment and like torn in places.
I'm looking over at my stapled
you gotta
Wi-Fi
do it.
cable.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
So like, but the weird thing about, not to go further than Best Buy, but it's like, I respect their hustle, I guess, to like sell old people gold cables, but it's crazy that they usually don't have a normal, like, I feel like you should be, if you go in and you're like, I'm not an idiot, they're like, we just don't have regular ones. And it's like,
that is like why, like, cause I'm not super tech savvy, but like I have a general understanding of what things I might need and what they should cost. And I'm like scared to go into Best Buy because I'm like, I feel like all they have in there are things to rip me off. I feel like there's like one thing that is normal and then 6 things that are twice the cost. And it's really hard to find the one normal one. And I don't have it in me.
They definitely have, not to be a Best Buy defender. I feel like they had a moment that was equivalent. Remember when Domino's was like, okay, our pizza sucks. You got us. We're fixing it. Like Best Buy had a moment where they were like, all right, we're going to start putting stuff that's like kind of, it's priced the right amount. And they have like computer components now that I buy from them. But yeah, the cables are where they really do it because they just, and I guess part of it is they can't have a reasonably priced one because even old people will be like, they may not understand technology, but they know a deal when they see it. So
that's true.
They would point at the one that's $10 and be like, why?
What about
why
that
is
one?
this? Yeah. You got to have that completely noiseless Faraday cage HDMI signal. No interruptions. Yeah. You got to wear your magnetic bracelet when you're operating Netflix. So what can you do? But these mines. Apparently
over 1,000 tons of explosives in total.
This is an explosive area of conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think all of those ended up at IKEA, but that's how many were on this train that needed to be unloaded, and at least a good chunk of them did not end up where they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
So
did they say what's like
problem?
So that's like 1,000 pounds of mines. What's like the payload? Like what's that's like that has to be. I'm sure they don't say, but it's like okay, well, it would be dark, but it's like how much could this one train take out,
Now, Kath, you said 1,000 tons, correct?
Yes, I did say 1,000 tons. So that is in fact 20,000 pounds of mines. Mm-hmm. So,
unless they're metric tons, in which case it's like 22.
Or no,
3,
forgive
2,
me. I
1.
believe it is 200,000, something like that.
Yes.
It's a lot of pounds.
How do you? That's like enough mines for the whole world, isn't it? Like why? What is Poland up to? We should be asking that.
We just did a Lie, Cheat, and Steal episode about big giant trucks. Check it out. It's very good. It's out now. Pat did a whole research into like why it's so profitable for auto companies to make big giant trucks. did you like? I had no idea how much those things weigh. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
A Hummer is like 10 tons. Like it's
Oh,
I just didn't realize it was like that bad. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know
I'm
a
sorry.
car is
You
heavy,
want to
but
run over a kid in a crosswalk and anything less than that?
Yeah.
it's not going to take him out with anything less than that.
No, well, clearly, when you're driving around Virginia, you need to be able to tank an IED, so you got to get the Hummer or whatever. Yeah, no, they're like crazy. I remember I said I like looked up for a story. It was like what's the miles per gallon that the Model T got, and it's like the same if not better than a lot of modern cars. It's like, no, okay, so we're just not. I think we can stop pretending that anything is going to get better on that front. Yeah, no, but maybe that's why Poland covered this up, is because it was 20,000 tons of mines, and they were like, they didn't want the world to be like, the UN to be like, hey, Poland, what exactly do you need 20,000 tons? What are you up to?
What are you up to?
Yeah.
I feel like this speaks to the a positive of having a rail system, because it's like, okay, if they forgot to unload these, at least there's only a couple places they can go. These were in a truck. Easily intercepted. Could go anywhere. You know what I mean?
They'd be in my Amazon box.
Yeah. They'd be blowing up our mailboxes, our package rooms.
Yeah. They're like, it turns out the new Unabomber is a guy messed up in Poland. That's what happened. There was a routing error in FedEx's system.
I just needed some cheap plates, and now I have a fucking anti-tank mine from IKEA.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a scandal. People have resigned over it. I clicked on a attending article to try to learn more, and it's all in Polish. So not my problem anymore.
All those letters got little hooks hanging off of them. What the fuck are you supposed to do?
Oh my God, so many. How is every letter accented?
Yeah.
How do you say any of these words?
Dude, Poland,
so many accents.
Poland's writing in fucking Velcro, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but goddamn hook and loop shit. Can't follow it. Yeah.
So many hooks.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. This site's trying to send me notifications in Notification Center. I don't even know what these are gonna say. No thanks.
Yeah. Admin access to Poland. Give admin grant full access to Poland. Hey folks, if you're enjoying this regular episode, why not check out our bonus episode where this week we review some of the TSA's biggest finds, weirdest finds this year.
We also talk about Nosferatu, the film, and the man.
We talk about crabs and Swiss Army knives. Never the twain shall meet. Patreon.com/whatatimepod. We also have our regular episodes available without ads on the bonus feed. Again, check it out. Thanks.
Number three
this week comes to us from Iguana Helium Cube in the Discord. And hey, we don't want to give this guy more glow and more attention. We discussed that, but also he's most likely going to jail. So, at this point, we're
talking, of course, about Iguana Helium Cube.
Yeah, Iguana Helium Cube. Yeah. So this is disgraced former Congressman George Santos. And so he is he has federal fraud charges.
Once and future congressman is how I would like to.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hedging my bets on this.
So he's under federal fraud charges, but he has recently he's asked for the judge to delay his sentencing, and this is because his reasoning is that he has to pay an incredible amount of fines. He does not have the money, so he has asked for a delay on his sentencing so that he can make more episodes of his podcast in order to pay off the fines. He's got to get more episodes.
Fellow industry professional.
The brother in arms.
By the way, a podcast called Pants on Fire, which has got to be great to ask a judge to be like, hey, sir, I need to make more episodes of a podcast about how I am a lying piece of shit.
Yeah, I got to say a bunch of more insane, false bullshit.
Yeah.
People pay me for this.
People pay me to be a dumb liar, and you need to let me do it some more.
This is not actionable fraud, okay? This is just sort of general untruth. So you got to let me do this.
So here's the plan. Okay, so he's facing a mandatory minimum 2-year sentence and a maximum of 22 years for charges wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. I'm not sure what makes identity theft aggravated. That's something I'll research.
When you're really mean about it.
I'm you. But so they've he's asked Postman Sense. This is the official. This is like a lawyer. I mean, this is. They said that the weekly podcast he announced shortly after pleading guilty. Which is like another one. It's like, hey, you want the judge to give you some latitude? Don't announce a podcast immediately after you've been
on the courthouse steps. Launching your podcast on the courthouse steps into that big boom mic that someone is holding from several steps below you.
This failure will not define me. You can find me on Spotify, everywhere you get your podcasts. So they said the weekly podcast he announced shortly after pleading guilty represents a promising revenue stream, but due to technical and logistical impediments won't be. So he's already delayed. It sounds like he's already like, well, I can't. I'm still working on it.
That's also relatable. Not putting out content right away. That's the Obama Springsteen sort of school.
Yeah. Why can't all these people who are like have all the access to tech in the world? It's too hard for them to do a podcast. Like they're like, oh, this tech stuff. It's so complicated.
Yeah.
It's kind of incredible.
Yeah, and it doesn't, let me tell you, it does not take an incredible amount. I mean, especially that they're being bought. Like, they'll have in-ear monitors, like they're playing fucking, Coachella.
He's gonna steal Shelby from us.
Shelby's gonna get poached by George Santos.
That's true. We have
bye.
We have Shelby, so we can't be like, oh, it's too hard.
Yeah, they're going to offer Shelby the max contract. They're going to slap the franchise tag on Shelby, which you don't want.
We do have the option to match any offer given to Shelby to keep him.
That's true.
Keep him here. Shelby's still on his rookie contract. That's the only reason we can even do this podcast. Once it's time for Shelby to get his big contract, it's gonna be Patrick Mahomes numbers.
But we get the chance to match, and our response is going to be Zoidberg. I can't pay. That's going to be.
I broke your television.
Just to go back to the Reddit.
I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like all these shows. I don't go down the rabbit hole, but it's like I mean, I'm not a big South Park fan, but like Futurama, it's always like the least funny joke from Futurama, and it's like, why not even do one of the good ones? But yeah, so the other thing, George Santos here, there's this whole thing, and it's like the whole thing that he's making his lawyers say is like has the energy of like someone begging his parents not to kick them out of the house, like with their big plans. Because here,
it's like it's all about to happen. It's just about to happen.
Literally, like here's there you go. Mr. Santos now has a viable path to making meaningful progress and satisfying his obligations, requiring only additional time for the quarterly compensation structure to generate sufficient funds. His lawyers wrote that, and then the prosecutors immediately countered that his request provides no details about the predicted financial returns. So like, okay, what's your plan? I don't have one. But
that classic podcast funding model, a quarterly compensation structure.
Yeah. Getting paid on net 3 months. What is it? Net 90, of course. So, yeah, and then they also cautioned that the delay would create a perverse incentive structure, which I would argue is podcasting in general is a perverse incentive structure. Yeah.
We could describe it as that. Yeah. Yes, this entire industry.
So yeah, fuck that guy. Don't look out for his podcast. Definitely don't subscribe to his Patreon. Yeah.
That it is one of those things where like when one of these people becomes like a public figure, sort of like a pop culture person, like Anna Sorokin or like Caroline Calloway or whatever, and like they do more stuff that like they become famous for being untrustworthy.
Yeah.
And they like enter the zeitgeist, and then they're like, support my upcoming projects. And people do, but then it's like they have truly no recourse because it's like you get what you pay for. You knew what you were getting with me.
Right.
Like it's fascinating to me that people will still give those people money even as like a joke.
This guy got railroaded. I'm gonna pay him. I have a dog brain.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Like, do they think that's what happened? That like, oh no, they're being very unfair to him, and that's what the issue is, and not that this person is now famous for scamming and I'm going to give them money because it's funny. Like, I don't understand the psychology.
Yes, it's some of that. I mean, it's like, Your Honor, my client needs give it like 6 weeks. He's got to spool up another scam, and then he'll be able to pay off some of these people that were.
He needs to get in the headlines again.
Yeah,
Your Honor.
Which I don't know. Maybe this is enough. Maybe, although the judge said no, right? They said fuck you, so he's not going to be able to do it.
Your Honor, my client has a garage full of graphics cards, and when reselling, I mean that's also like what they do because they just once they start scamming like that, they need PR. I don't want to, Kath, I don't want to send you down a Caroline Calloway like rabbit hole, but isn't part of her thing now just like claiming she's involved in? Like, she's just like, I have avian flu or whatever, like whatever's in the news. Yeah. She's just like, I have that.
I think she said she like hooked up with Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, that was what I was saying.
She's always saying stuff. And then people are interviewing her about it. She must retain some kind of publicist. Like, there's no way. But yeah, no, that's, and people still like give her money, I think. Like, cause she quote unquote sells things. She's like, I'm writing another book. Place your pre-orders for this book I haven't written. And like people do it.
Must be nice. I mean, people do give us money.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Well, I just saw the return.
But we do. It is in exchange for things we are actually producing.
We do produce.
We're like, give us money. Give us. That's the other thing that's crazy about like podcast stuff, where it's like, give us money to start our podcast. Oh, you need $200?
Yeah.
You're crowdfunding $200. All right, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I saw there have been headlines recently. Speaking of like the addiction to this type of person, the hipster grifter, which I studiously ignored and will continue to ignore for the rest of my days. Apparently,
we did a live chain steal about her. Yeah, the Asian woman, right?
Yes,
Carrie. Yeah. She's back.
She's back. She has a memoir, apparently.
Love a memoir.
So,
great, very cool.
Yeah, 15 years later, just they gotta look back. A simpler time, I guess. It's all like people want like the Gawker era kind of back, or whatever. I
think it's nostalgia for that. Whereas like now she would just post a GoFundMe about her unsafe housing situation and do the same thing, which isn't as fun.
Memoir.
That is not as fun.
Memoir, a word that definitely retains meaning in the current day, and is not something almost exclusively written by people under 25.
That is certainly true.
Yeah.
Like, if you're writing a memoir and like, I don't know. It's like I feel like it's like, how long are your chapters about like 9th grade? Because you're like 23. Like what? Literally reading about you in high school.
That's like a significant percentage of. And I'm sure you're not spending a ton of time on what you thought when you were 3. So presumably there has to be a lot of high school in there.
Oh,
it's like the 22-year-old one-man show or whatever. It's like, that's a one-boy show.
Dude.
That's not a one-man show.
Memoir starts, it was a dark and stormy night.
Webster's dictionary defines memoir as neither here nor there, but I just think you guys will appreciate this, and it's not your beat. Just in terms of crazy things to say, Jim Harbaugh, who's like a football coach, was at Michigan, now in the Chargers. One of the greatest, he's known for saying insane shit, but dropped a real banger, which is that he said he remembers being born.
Fuck yeah. I love, that is such a good... That's such a classic crazy person thing to say. I feel like that's like, I bet like Cat Williams says that. Like, it's like, so good.
He says he like remembers like being in the like fucking tank or whatever, like where they put a baby right after it's born. Like he's like, I remember looking around. It's like, dude, what the hell? Hell yeah, dude.
It's like, no, you saw a movie where that happened, and now you remember that scene in that movie.
Yeah, it was like secondhand too. So he wasn't saying it for clout. They were like talking to the quarterback, like, "Has he ever said anything really weird to you?" And he was like, "He did tell me he remembered being born once." It was like,
that's sick. Yeah, no, that's like such a classic. It's like that, and you can see people's auras.
Yeah.
Like those are the best. Yeah. I'm a crazy person things. Yeah. I love it,
man. But yeah, so George Santos, fuck all that. Not interested.
Fuck all that noise.
Yeah.
But I think I may use this defense if I ever have to go. If I'm ever being charged with a crime,
Your Honor,
I need to let me like voluntarily surrender myself in 3 months. Because I need 3 more months of Patreon income. It's very important.
Yeah. I was wondering if I tweeted.
Recording a podcast should count as time served against your sentence.
Yeah. Patty, you're a lawyer. If during a case I had to go to the bathroom, does the judge have to let me go? If I'm like, Your Honor, I have to go to the bathroom, they have to let me go, or they have to be like, hold it?
He has to give you the big wooden block with the key attached to it.
Yeah. I have to carry that big flag they have, the big like giant, metal like eagle topped.
The fringe.
Yeah.
That has the key on it.
Yeah, there's a bathroom key.
They pop it out of the little holder and there's a key dangling at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pain in the ass to try to get that in the door. You need like 6 feet of clearance behind you while you're...
The bailiff keeps the clipboard, the sign in and sign out sheet of everyone. So yeah, you got to
bailiff. Take him to the bathroom.
I don't think the bailiff has to do that. That's got to be a lower.
If you're a defendant, somebody's taking you to the bathroom and just letting you go.
You might have might be a flight risk. It probably is the bailiff. That's sort of their job. That's kind of their job's to watch you, right? I don't know.
Yeah, man. They put you in like a crib.
They're like the bailiff is like the sports commentator of the court, right? Don't they do the all rise and all that? Isn't that the bailiff?
Yeah, but I think that's just because it's a command. Because they're like in charge
like the ref.
They're security. Yeah, but they're more
also
physical
security.
than ref. Yeah, they're more like security.
Sports commentator.
Yeah. Here we go.
They tell you what's happening. Yeah.
No. They're
like the Dick Vitale of the courtroom.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, baby. Guilty.
Whose job is it to wake up jurors that are falling asleep? Is that the bailiff?
It's the gavel's job. Bam, bam.
Get
the fuck up.
Job.
What are you doing?
Wake up.
Yeah. That was.
I've never been. I mean, I'm plagued with having to go to jury duty every 2 weeks for some reason.
Yeah, I'm like, are you not
I'm
on
like
the right
constantly
list?
called to jury duty, but I've never heard the gavel be used. My dad, who's a judge, says he has never. I don't think he's ever used the gavel. Are there people who use it, and then are there other people who are? It's like that judge is a little too crazy on the gavel, like.
I would imagine that's just like anything else, probably.
The way Shelby's playing, it's like somebody's got two. Like, double bass.
That just sounds like gunshots at this point. Yeah.
This just sounds like I'm playing Phoenix,
a guy
right?
who's doing
honestly.
the gavel like every minute.
Yeah.
Like every time he says anything.
There's a judge. They give the judge a gun and he shoots it into the ceiling for everyone to calm down.
Yeah.
Order.
Well, that's true. I mean, like my dad, my loud ass voice I get
Neil
from my
Peart
dad.
is a judge.
Judge is playing weird time signatures, dude. Judge is in fucking 612 or some shit.
Yeah. Half rock judge. The judge has the Fred Willard and I think you should leave machine.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's just going off on that.
Well,
Trying to restore order with that thing is really difficult.
get a squeaky
It
one.
only encourages further shenanigans. Yeah.
Sorry for your loss. Or no, was it condolences?
Should we do number 2?
Sure.
Number 2.
Number 2 comes to us from Snowy 1982. This is a story from Wales, which is always a challenge for us. Very, very, very difficult. I'm gonna put the name of this town in the chat. I want everyone to take a stab at it.
I said earlier Polish is Velcro language. So Polish is the one side, Welsh is the other. It's Polish,
so slippery.
Yeah, Polish sticks to the Welsh is the loops that the hooks of Polish slips into, and then seals.
It's very like foo, 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 foo.
Yeah.
That's
What's it
Welsh
like?
to me. Foo, 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 foo. There's a lot of like. Look at the name of this town and tell me it's not like that.
Oh yeah, that's a creature. That's a
That's a name that would That's a name that would stick to Polish.
yeah. Little
It's
bunny
very like
foo-foo
smooth
Welsh.
and loopy.
Hey, buddy, stick to Polish, okay?
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Sififilog.
Well, it's really
Liliag.
yeah. Definitely like a creature that would jump onto you and like start draining your stamina. That's the vibe here.
This comes to you. This comes to you in the night for sure. Let's see. I'm gonna do pronunciation.
This thing be sitting on your chest while you're asleep for sure.
This is the thing that eats your shield every time you encounter it.
Yeah.
And you have to get a new shield. It's the stack of pancakes from Zelda.
Yeah. This thing's got death blight build up on it. It's fucking ruining my life.
Okay, I just looked up a pronunciation. The pronunciation is even more complicated and hard to say than our guesses.
Well, go ahead.
Kafashiog. That's what they're telling me it is.
Kafashiogi. Yeah.
Kafashiogi. If you're a Welsh person,
China and you've come to Chongqing.
it's CYFFYLLIOG. So sorry to our listeners in Wales.
To be clear, we love it. I love that it looks
it's
like
great.
that. Yeah.
It's beautiful to hear someone speak it for real. I just don't know how to fucking
It's beautiful
do
to hear
it.
someone go.
It is. It sounds so cool. It sounds like you're a Tolkien elf. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
It's just sort of breaths.
Yeah.
It's anyway, in this place, no God. There is it's pretty rural. Lots of like, farmland and stuff, believe it or not.
Going to the city center.
But on Google Maps, there's an Aldi out there, and it's like truly out in the fields on the glens. I just sent a picture of it from Google Maps, but it's causing all kinds of problems because people are like, "Oh my God, there's an Aldi out here. That's awesome. I'm gonna go check out the Aldi."
Yeah.
Apparently a milk tanker got stuck, which sounds like what you'd call a big boob.
Yeah.
Never heard
Milk tanks got
milk
stuck.
tanker before.
Stepbrother, my milk tanks got stuck.
Milk tanker stuck in dryer.
Boob. That's what I called. It sounds like the incoming president, folks.
But yeah, so it's like it's on these like very windy little roads because it's like in the middle of nowhere. And people keep going there trying to get to Aldi, and there's no Aldi there. They cannot support this infrastructure. And apparently it was like on the Aldi website too.
Yeah, like they
here.
beefed it up, and
they also beefed it up.
Big problem for them is that goblins love Aldi and orcs and all the other creatures, and so they have to
meat's
deal
back
with
on the
those.
menu because we got it at Aldi.
yeah.
We went to Aldi to
Yeah.
get the meat to put on the menu.
Oh God, who told the Uruk-hai about Aldi?
Oh,
Big
no.
mistake.
Yeah. They go nuts in a grocery store. My God.
They're
Yeah.
slamming the gallons of milk down.
Yeah.
They're doing that.
They're at the Trader Joe's. Almond butter is back on the menu. It's back in stock. God, working at Trader Joe's was, at that moment, like 75% of my job was telling people we didn't have almond butter. Or what was it, cookie butter?
Yeah.
I was just like, we don't have cookie butter. And they'd be like, yeah.
The hell is this?
This is, yes.
They've been out of cold brew concentrate lately, and it's really fucked my shit up.
Oh, yeah?
That's what I think they have to say that to people every day. Because I ask it every time I go.
Mm-hmm.
Where is
Here
it?
comes
Because
cold
I
brew.
ask it every day.
Here comes that cold
I
brew
call
lady.
them the minute they open and ask for cold brew.
Kat
And they're like,
goes
you don't
in
need
and
it. You're up at 5 a.m. to call us. What do you need coffee
They
for?
recognize her and she goes, "Well," and they say, "Nope,
You know what I'm going to say.
No dice.
Don't make me say it.
get out of here, lady."
So, yeah, I mean, this is like, so you said they're milk tanks. So, like, they're trying to deliver, like, grocery store levels
That's what
of,
it sounds like.
That's
Which,
so
like,
much
how is
stuff.
that?
It's like,
How is that possible that they're being like charged to go stock this fake Aldi? I guess it's just this one truck was the only one. Although maybe a bunch of the other ones drove by and were fine and didn't get stuck and we never hear about them. Who knows?
yeah, like, they just think this is the final test. This is like maximum difficulty for a truck driver, like, to get through. Because these are, they said they're all just like tiny winding roads. Was it the milk tanker that says that, oh yeah, it was that it ripped down some electric cables.
Yeah. Yep.
Not exactly
Pulled down some
coded for
electrical
that.
wires.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly not the right height. Apparently this they do think it originated from a Google Map problem.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe someone like submitted it or something.
Yeah.
You know how like sometimes you're on Google Maps and there's this like you're scrolling around looking for directions or something, and then there's like some random house and it's like Matt's place.
Yeah.
And you're like, how did this happen?
Yeah, that's
what
crazy.
What is going on there?
That happened. I think someone must like have sent it to somebody to help, or like they said maybe at a party or something, and they were like, "Here's my address." But it's crazy
But
to
how
have
does that end up on public Google Maps? Like, they have the submit a tag thing, but that's just for you, right? Those don't go to real. Those don't go out.
Yeah,
to the world.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know.
And in New York, I
It's not-
ignore
it's
them
not like-
because it's probably someone who lived there 15 years ago, like mail.
Right? Yeah. It's it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things that like if you have a problem, it's like truly a nightmare because like, oh yeah, customer service, that thing that we all know how to use from Google.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't even know what you would,
Yeah.
Your best hope is to
You might as well
get it in the newspaper. That's about it.
It's basically it's like trying to talk to God about it. You just have to pray and hope your petition. You have to go to fucking Palo Alto and light a candle at an altar, and then someone will maybe help you from Google.
I had to get down. So I was in like a student film in college, and there was like it was like a comedy, but there's like a sex scene thing in it or whatever. Please don't look this up. And
Eli was in a porno, tried to get it taken down.
It was a funny. I got my milk tank stuck in the dryer, and but there was like a
porno Eli.
Just like on the set or whatever. For fun, everyone's snapping pictures, and there's one of me like shrugging in a bathing suit with like a unrolled condom in my hand, and it was like in my top 5 photo results for my name forever. And I had to get in touch with the guy who made it and be like, brother, you got to get rid of this because people, it's like, that and my Elfwood, I just got to try to get scrubbed. To spend portions of my life being like, I don't want people to think I'm a bad fantasy illustrator that maybe does porno. Like, you got to get these results off, man.
That's got to describe at least a couple people.
Yeah. Good for them.
Bad fantasy illustrator that does porno.
That's
an archetype.
That is a Twitter
That's like
account.
40% of the base of Blue Sky.
Yeah.
There is none of them understand comedy. They take everything literally. Yeah. So
they are. Yeah, that is a viable career path from those two interests. A bummer that there's no Aldi out here.
I know, they should just build one. Make good on your promise.
Yeah. Is Aldi bad
them
yet?
an Aldi.
Or Aldi's good?
Bring these Welsh people to Aldi. Yeah, I don't know. Probably. Everything's bad. What isn't bad?
Yeah. Fair enough.
Not this town in Wales. This town in Wales is good.
Nope.
Thumbs up
we
to
love
them.
Fifafog.
We love
Number
it.
2.
That was number 2.
that was number 2.
Number 1.
Number 1.
And this week's number 1 reason to say what a time to be alive.
Contract offers for Shelby plummeting. The market is shrinking. Number 1 comes to us from the old Crumb Crisper, which I think is a delightful name in the Discord.
It makes me hungry. It makes me want a baked good.
Gotta crisp up some crumbs. This is a story from trying to pronounce this here, Florida.
Fuck off.
Florida. That was a real drop the coffee mug moment when I realized that Florida is just a guy from Florida.
Yeah. He's riding flows and he's from Florida.
It's like, wait.
It sounds stupid, but I'd respect
cutting
it
between the word Florida and then Florida, and then you just put them together, and it's like, my God.
Yeah.
This anyway.
Walking through your mind palace, assembling Florida's name.
That's right. I'll just read the headline here. This is from News4Jax. Florida deputy
resigns. It's for the really fast grabbers.
Yeah. News for Jax.
That's
News
right.
for Jax.
Seriously, check those guys out. All right, Florida deputy resigns after crashing patrol vehicle while looking at porn, sheriff's office says. So, it's not what you want to be out in the public news there. I don't know if he's body cam. I'm looking here. Yeah. So
the way this is reported is really funny because it goes through like it is clearly closing in on him. Like first it's this, then they discover this, then they discover this, and then he's like, "Yeah, I was looking at porno."
I was looking at
This
porno.
is the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Man.
Oh my God! He admitted it!
One of the terrible ways.
So we're gonna say the phone began displaying pornography, right? The phone trying to figure out how to use enough passive voice here. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So first he says he was. Oh yeah, no, I was on the phone with another deputy about a case, and I stopped short, and my brakes locked up. He said the ABS light was on in his vehicle, and his brakes locked up. That was his first story. Then they check the dash cam in the car, and they see he is looking at his phone before, not talking on it, looking at it. And then he says, "Oh yeah, I was looking at text. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been looking at text, but I was looking at text from like the cop Slack channel." Like he's
Cops
saying
have
it's
Slack.
He's using Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
And then they review the footage again, and they're like, "You were looking at a video.
You can see
Like,
it in your sunglass, in your fucking cop aviators. It's porno." Dude,
Yeah.
Like also
picturing Tim Robinson here in a police uniform.
Yes.
Right? That's what I am.
Yeah. We noticed you were looking at a video on your phone and you were loosening your collar and then slapping the dashboard and howling. So we don't think you were in the cop Slack channel. Though there probably is.
I am amazed at the level. They must not like this cop because like they literally like subpoenaed the group chat of cops to make sure there were no messages sent at the time. Is that public?
I would love to see
maybe it's part of the court records now. I don't know.
Into discovery.
What's that group title? Probably something we can't repeat.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I was like, I'm sure if there was a cop Slack, they would have like a hashtag porn channel that they just all trade porn. They seem like guys who send each other porn. Most cops, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
Bouncer adjacent.
Yeah. I feel like they
only call it pornography if you were looking at it when you weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's definitely true. Okay, yeah. So he described what he was looking at as, and Kath just sent this, but this is in the story. Quote: pornographic material like boobs or whatnot. That is what that apparently is what he said. So he did do like the
looking at
cop
some
speak.
milk tankers.
It did an ocular pat down of an adult actress. I was inspecting the
It's Officer Stephen A. Smith has been arrested for boobs and things of that nature.
But this is the guy that they decided like the thin blue line did not hold on for in this guy's defense. They really were like, all right, this guy's looking at porno. We hate this guy. Get him out of here.
He's got to be not a favorite if they're really going this far to get him out of there. Yeah. I'm looking at the comments here. Not a lot of good ones. I was expecting News for Jax to have better. I like the person who's demanding to put a link to what he was watching, or this is fake news. That's a good comment. Show us which porno he was watching. Or this is...
like what at? Yeah, right. News for Jax? JACKS, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jacking. News for jacking.
Yeah. I mean, shout out the rare okay comment here from Tinkerer of Terror. So it was a carjacking. Solid. I'll give you that.
Nice.
I'll give you that.
This is another really good detail. So part of the problem was he wasn't wearing his seatbelt, and he had, I guess, to keep the alarm from going off, he went the extra mile and buckled it behind his back so it would stop doing that. And then he says, regarding the seatbelt, the deputy stated, quote, he believes it more tactically sound not to be seatbelted while on patrol. So, it's for tactics. It's to, so you can better jump out of the car at a moment's notice.
Very smart.
Was that
to kill someone's dog or something.
Am I the only one who saw that?
Apparently, I guess Zoom does that. When
Patty gave a double thumbs up and fireworks started shooting off behind him.
Me. Yeah.
Do it again.
Does it work with one?
Mine doesn't do it.
One gets you a little bubble, and then I don't know. I never turned this stuff on, so I don't know. Well, I deleted and reinstalled Zoom, so maybe it's on by default. Like from when I was having those problems.
It's using Bing.
Probably.
Bing AI is generating. You just
let me Bing. Hang on, let me see what's going on. I'll Bing it real quick.
Man.
This is a good detail. I guess he, as you do when you get in this situation, he said this year's been hard for him, and he is currently on depression medication. So good for him that he still wants to jack it while he's on depression medication.
That's almost like
that's a triumph.
Argument.
That's a triumph.
Like, sir, that's my Phoenix right.
How regularly have you been taking this?
Yeah, Phoenix right, hand slamming on the desk. Objection. If you were on depression medication, you wouldn't be able to come or jack it at all. Famously decreases libido.
His defense is Hormy. I'm sorry. Did you say Hormy with an N? Hormy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what the consequences were. I guess he's off the force. I don't know. What did they do with him? I guess he's just under investigation at the moment.
Sounds like he's been investigated. Yeah. Sounds like they cracked it. I don't know how much longer he needs to remain under investigation. It's even more
okay. So
this is like, well, this is also like, this goes into the thing of we talked about, he's, porno guys, the guys who watch I don't know. I guess you see more of those guys in New York because usually somebody's in their car, but you see guys just watching porno on the subway sometimes. And it's like even weirder when it's someone who's not jacking it. It's just a guy watching it.
It's so weird to
just getting hard
it's
on the subway. It's like, what are you doing,
getting
man?
hard on the subway.
It's like your stop must not be soon because I don't think you're standing up and it, just not to be gross.
Are you like, is this like you're pre-gaming for when you're gonna be home?
Yeah.
You're like, it very
texting your wife.
Weird
I'm getting ready. I'm gonna get warmed up on the subway.
I'm getting ready. Texting your wife. I'm watching porno on the subway. She's gonna be so excited.
Yeah,
so excited.
This reminds me of I can't find it, but I posted a picture of it months and months ago. But it was like a car with a big one of those like stickers that like takes up your whole back windshield. And it was like with a drawing, it said like certified panty dropper or something. Oh, yeah. So that's what I'm picturing this guy. It wasn't a cop car or anything, but it's like, yeah, man, I'm putting this on my car. Uh-huh. This is going on my car.
I can't remember who it was, but there was a wrestling when wrestling people give interviews out of character. It's called a shoot interview, and I was watching a shoot interview, and wrestlers will like carpool together to stuff. And somebody was saying like, yeah, I was carpooling with this famous wrestler, and like start to finish porno the whole time. Just like we got in the car and he put porno on the dash and we drove like 8 hours.
Yeah.
With porno, just porno playing in the car.
There's
it's
that's
the porno.
Also what Aaron Hernandez did.
Okay, yeah. So you're in good company.
Yeah. This is really like the hallowed halls.
The porno equivalent of the Wade Boggs drinking like 80 beers on a cross country flight. Like this guy, I can't believe how much porno this guy watched. Just like, well,
there's this car that used to be near where downstairs Dan and I lived for a while. He knows that I assume this haunts him the same way. There was a car that was parked near us all the time, like a shitty old car, but it said on the front it said the Vulture. And then on the back windshield, it said, "Tonight you sleep with the Vulture." It's like, I think about it all the time. I'm like, who's the Vulture, dude?
The
Tonight
Vulture.
you sleep with the Vulture.
If you're trying to be like a cool guy, Vulture is not the one you pick.
One that...
Like, it's like, yeah, I'm going after the what's left.
Yeah.
I'm going after the nasty leftovers.
I'm a scavenger, and if you scare me, I throw up. Such a great defense mechanism. Shout out whichever Vulture that is. That it's like if it gets attacked, it just throws up everything, and then people are like, "Oh no!"
Nothing grosser than the throw up of an animal that eats rotting meat. Like that's as bad as it gets.
Nasty stuff.
It's a good defense mechanism because nothing wants to be near that.
Yeah. That's like, apparently they don't throw up, but dogs will just like crap everywhere. And it's a good defense mechanism, to be honest.
Yeah, people do that too.
Yeah.
They're scared.
Yeah. First time Iggy got a shot, kablamo, blasted.
Aww.
And I was like, I'm so sorry. And the vet was like, they do this. And I was like, all right. Well, I don't need to walk her for a while because...
Just firing one out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounded like a potato cannon.
All right.
Well, what a note to end on.
Yeah, look, this guy was not charged with a crime, so I don't know. They're probably on suspension, and probably the real punishment's already happening in sort of every interpersonal interaction this guy's having with anyone who knows about this. So, yikes.
An official yikes from us.
Yikes from us. Plugs.
Y'all ready for this?
Find our Patreon bonus episodes, merch, Discord, and more at whatatimepod.com. And follow us on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at whatatimepod. Check out Kath's other podcast, Lie, Cheat, and Steal, about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters. Theme song by Naughty Professor. Thanks for listening, and best of luck.
Eli, plug that special.
Hey, come to my special taping at the Gutter in Greenpoint on January 24th. There are shows at 7:30 and 9:30. Tickets are selling. The early show is about half sold out almost. The late show has more tickets available. But get on it. I think there's a promo code for listeners. If I remember correctly, it's Pigeons Fly for half off tickets. But, hey, come on down.
Come on down.
Move your ass.
Don't be loud.
Move your
Don't
ass.
wear a big hat. Don't fuck this up for me. but come
Don't
down.
have a weird laugh. If you have a weird laugh, stay home.
Whoa! Whoa! If you go, oh, don't do that, but it would be funny. Oh, hell no.
Just wait till everyone stops laughing and then say, terrific.
Terrific.
Yeah. Editing a lot of people going, oh, hell no, in the into the thing.
Into the thing.
Into the thing. My thing. I'm doing my thing.
New special name.
I'm doing my
Into the thing.
Do you know it's going to be? You don't have to tell us, but do you know what you're going to call it?
Yeah, it's the same name as the show. Humble Offering. It's the name of the.
Okay.
Yeah, and I licensed some cool art. It looks like a metal album, and a very good illustrator, Nightjar Illustration on Instagram, does really cool stuff. And
Sick.
I'm doing all the jokes. I'm giving all the track names like metal, so it sounds like a metal album.
Humble Offering does sound like a metal album title.
It's the intention,
Very cool.
for sure. Might sell some
Yeah.
T-shirts, classic metal-looking T-shirts.
Nice. Well, I don't think I have anything to plug this week, so thank you for listening.
I don't either. I'm going to be away. I'll see you. You'll hear me in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Pat. This is Patty's last
Oh,
episode
yeah.
for a little while.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
He's going
Get
to
him outta
the
here.
Undying Lands.
I'm going to
Beautiful.
Yep.
Going to the Undying Lands. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a.
Well,
They're gonna take me.
He's being extradited.
Being extradited to the Undying Lands. Charged with a series of property crimes in the Undying Lands.
Mail fraud. Mail fraud from the Undying Lands. Huge
Disgraced
problem.
former senator of the Undying Lands.
That's right. They call me the Bob Menendez of the Undying Lands.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.